Why do victims go back to their predators? Well, familiarity. People in person. That's important. But it's not just the people that are there, it's how they interact. If it's always their turn to speak, it shows how little you mean to them. For me, there were a lot of people that did some really mean things to me in my life. And some of those people, the mean things that they did, well, when I was in Virginia in 2016, I got rid of them all for a reason. These are all people that every time that they screwed up, it's my fault. Or people who were habitually dishonest with me. That's one thing that I will always remember about video games. There's a guy who played a video game called Crossout, and his name was Autism Saved My Life. And he said autistic people see the world for what it is. And that's true. It's not that I don't understand your drama, it's that it's drama and I have no taste for it. But I got drawn into a lot of drama that got me harmed a lot. A lot of drama hounds like Cara Mia, Cara Rogers, Layla Dunan, and Shannon Alvarado, of course. But see, here's the thing. I do believe that a lot of these people intended on doing the right thing. They just couldn't. A lot of people who have been victims later become predators. And they don't want to recognize it in themselves. They don't want to recognize those behaviors in themselves. I used to just be good to everybody. That's what I did. That's who I was. I didn't want to have any problems with anybody. I didn't want to have any issues with anybody. And I always prayed for my enemy before I prayed for myself. I prayed that he not be my enemy. And that's the thing about rumors and gossip. That's all drama. I want to help people. If I help people, that creates a more positive environment for me. It's to my benefit to help others. And people see me coming, even if I don't have anything to give them this time. Usually they're pretty pleasant with me and they remember who I've been. But there are just certain rumors that nobody cares about you anymore because somebody said that. And they needed to check their sources first. They needed to go to the source of those rumors. They needed to go to Natalie Bollinger, they needed to go to Alicia Bollinger, and they needed to go to Maddie Boa. People in person. Most people, their predators are either their dad, or a boyfriend, or a husband. But it's not always that way. Sometimes the roles are reversed. Sometimes the woman is the predator. And she's predatory because she fears men, because men preyed on her when she was younger. So now that she's older, she distrusts all men. She's afraid of all men, even if she won't admit it. And when she gets into a situation where she can be the dominant one, she'll do anything she can to hold on to that domination. Most of the victims that I know, these people whose stories I keep telling, they get mad at me for telling their predators, but I also saved evidence. I took screenshots. I know who these predators are. And people can be as angry as they want about all of that. But that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is making the world a better place by exposing the predators. If I'm not allowed to do the things that need to be done to protect myself and protect my loved ones, there's no reason for me to be here. If I'm stuck in a subservient position, I can't help myself, let alone anyone else. That's why I always had environments where I didn't have to be. That's because of heroes like Miss Bobby, Roberta Richards. And then there was Jamie Curtis. And there was Natalie Bollinger. You know, they all accepted me for who I was. And they all let their interactions be dictated by what other people thought. And then they adopt the opinions of those people because those people are there in person, stuffing it at them, down their throat. And they want the acceptance of those people because those people are there. Why will a woman throw away a 20-year friendship over a dude? Well, 9 times out of 10, the guy that's getting thrown away as a friend is many miles away. And the dude is a controlling jerk who's there in person. It's loneliness. That loneliness is the number one reason for people killing themselves. Other than, that's right, finances. And finances are the number one reason for breakups. So, we get that issue. But then after a breakup, people are even more financially screwed. And they're even more desperate, and they do more desperate things. I don't think that most of the people who tried to help me did the things they did out of malice. Some of them did. I think most of them did it because they didn't understand, because they didn't take the time to understand. It was always about them and them speaking and their turn to talk. Quite often condescending or in a very rude tone. Like, I'm asking for your help. I need you to try to be understanding, not fucking scream at me. Not yell at me. Not interrupt me every sentence. Shannon Alvarado asked if she's doing better with that. Absolutely she is. But she really is terrible about it, and she admits that. That's what lets me know that she's got at least some decency to her. She also let me into her house, and she fed me. But she also knew things about what was going on with these web slinging friggin' nut jobs. And she should have come forward about that a lot earlier. Same thing with Katie Cahill. People keep saying don't live in the past. Well, that's the thing, is that the past will affect the rest of my life. Those rumors that started in Chesapeake, Virginia, when I came here to save a person's life. And you know what? I also came here to save my own. I came here to rescue some women who are in some very messed up situations. Let me tell you, I've helped a lot of women move, some of them on multiple occasions. I helped Jerry Sparks move 7 times. I helped Lanny Ingline move at least twice. I helped Shauna Verbis move. I helped Rebecca Painter, or Rebecca Black, move. I helped Ogre move. That's Christopher Weaver. I helped Christopher Tapp move. I helped Amanda Payne move. I helped Jamie move. at least 3 times. I helped a lot of people move. That's most of what I've done in my adult life, is just be good to people. Because it helps to improve my environment. It helps to make my world a better place. There's a lot of people that I've helped move. Some of them on multiple occasions. I helped Randy move and his girlfriend Jackie McKenzie. I've helped my little sister move. Her name is Tara Hicks. I didn't move these people because of their drama. I understood that the drama was too much for them, whether it be financial or with your boyfriend or any of that stuff. I thought it was quite a shame that most of these people, I didn't really know that well, and I was the closest person that they had to help them. And some of them I knew extremely well, and they threw me away as soon as Natalie disappeared. A lot of these people, they know me, but they don't like the things that I had to say. Well, that's fine. I didn't like the things that you had to say, and you were the only one that was allowed to speak, so it doesn't matter. That's the thing about going into a subservient position when you're the one that needs help, and people just get so demanding. I want this, and I want that, and do this, and do that. Oh, and when me and my boyfriend are fighting, we're gonna use you as our go-between. No, don't fucking do that. A lot of people keep telling me things that I don't have the resources to do, and when I do have the resources to do them, I'm not in a place that I can do them. Or I get the resources and they get stolen. Or I get overwhelmed and I get bombarded and I get harassed, and I'm sick of it. Like, I was a good man for a reason. I treated people how I wanted to be treated. After I left Virginia in 2016, I was done with those people. That's the thing about rumors. You go spreading rumors, and there's people who are gonna go hate another person because that rumor is gonna get out of control. If that person is such a hassle that you have to start a rumor, then take them to court. The bullying needs to stop. We need to stop harming the victims for standing up for themselves. The number one reason for women to end up homeless is domestic abuse. And the number one reason for children going into foster care and child care is domestic abuse. 80 to 85% of all child pornography in the United States comes from the foster care system. Missing and exploited children, right? Well, those children, they age out of the system. They've been drugged at 13 times the rate of normal people and taking quantities of pills that aren't even safe for adults. And then they age out of the system. They don't have anything but the clothes on their back, no ID, no idea how all this shit works. Nope. That's what the system does to you. And then you get out and people expect you to know everything there is to know. They expect you to have everything already rearing to go because you turned 18. You have no idea how many people treated me like shit. Right when I turned 18, because I didn't have a vehicle, I didn't have a roof over my head, and I didn't have a job. Shit, I couldn't even get a job. I got lucky because Jamie's grandma, who I helped move as well, needed help. She cleaned Cabela's corporate offices in Sidney, Nebraska, and she lived in Chapel. So I could catch a ride to work with my boss every day. And that's how I made ends meet. I'm tired of being victimized because I'm different, and people fear those who are different. And I see so many instances where women will have a conversation about how good looking a man is and how cute their babies will be and things like this and things like that. Meanwhile, that dude gets it a lot. He's already been around the block. He already knows he's in the dominant position.